Welcome to part 2 of the matrices. Um, in this video, we're just going to look at determining now the finding the determinant, also the inverse. Because previously, on the previous video, like part 1 of the matrices, we linked on how we can find the row, the column, order of the matrix, and also how the formula for the determinant. So this is an extract from a 2024 paper 2 mathematics ECZ. So this question, they wanted you to find the determinant as well as the inverse. So now, how can you find this? So now, without wasting much of your time, I want you to understand that they have already given you matrix P, and we said that you are supposed to figure out which one is your major diagonal and which one is your minor diagonal. So this is your major diagonal. Then the other one is your minor diagonal. This one. So now, for the major diagonal, you say for you to find the determinant, you need to say determinant of P is equals to major diagonal minus minor diagonal. So now, if you know that it's things in the major diagonal, you multiply them, then you subtract by things in the minor diagonal. So what are things in the major diagonal? So in the major diagonal, we have got 3 multiplied by 2, and that's minus, open brackets, be very careful. We're multiplying -1 multiplied by -4. Those are the things that are in there. Those are the things that are in the minor diagonal. Let's proceed. So looking at it, you realize to say you're going to have this is 3 times 2, and that's a 6, minus, open brackets. You should be very careful of the negative signs in the minor diagonal, because minus, somehow in math, I feel like that's the devil itself. It's one of the things that makes people fail math. So -1 multiplied by -4, that is basically +4. Because if you did the sign table where we say negative multiplied by negative, the answer is positive. Positive multiplied by positive, the answer is positive. But when we say negative multiplied by positive, the answer is negative. And positive multiplied by negative, the answer is always negative. So you really need to put this thing in your head, because it's very important. So in this case, we can say this is now 6 minus 4. What is 6 minus 4? 6 minus 4 is basically 2. So it means that we have figured out what the determinant of this matrix really is. So now, question B is basically asking us to find the inverse. So I'll rewrite the matrix P. When I rewrite the matrix P, I copy it here. It's going to be, that is 3, 2, -1, -4. That is 3, 2. That is 3, 2. So this is B, determining the inverse. So that is 3, 2, -1, -4. Like that. That is the matrix. Oh, it's not well written. Let me just write it perfectly. So we know that we have got 3, -1, -4, and we've got a 2 over here. Yeah. So what you need to do is, for you to determine if this is matrix P, for you to determine the inverse, the first thing that you need to do is you're going to introduce your determinant. What is the inverse of P? P inverse. So you're going to say P inverse, the symbol is power -1. P inverse is equals to, you're going to say this is 1 over the determinant. What is our determinant? 2. So always it's 1 over the determinant. Some people mistaken, and I'll show you a situation where maybe they give you a determinant, then they ask you to find the letter in the matrix. Then most of the people, the number that they figure out, like the letter that is in the matrix, now the number that they find, after they solve for that number, they find that it's equivalent to a certain number. Most people make a mistake and put that particular number here. You understand better what I'm trying to say. But now I just want you to understand that P inverse is equals to 1 over the determinant, open brackets. Then what you do now is very important. Now is you go to the major diagonal, you swap. Where you swap, let me use red color or black color. 2 goes there, 3 goes there. It means that instead of 3 starting, you've swapped the positions. So it's going to be 2, 3. Then also in the minor diagonal you do the same, except that in the minor diagonal, that's where there is an additional rule where you say in the minor diagonal you just talk about the signs. Whichever was negative is going to be positive. Whichever was positive is going to be negative. So what you are going to do is, in the minor diagonal, just going to say, since here it's negative 1, it's going to be 1. Then since there it's negative 4, it's going to be 4. Once you just do this, it means that you have found the inverse